Welcome to eBritish Ielts. So today we're going to discuss about the types of essays that comes in your writing task 2 of the writing module of your IELTS exam. Now this video is for both general training and academic students because the writing task 2 remains the same for both. The only difference is in the writing task 1. For the academic student, it is usually a data interpretation question, and for the GT students, it's usually a letter. So remember that the writing task 2 contains about 6 out of 9 bands, which is a considerable amount. So getting a good hang of it will help you achieve a higher band score. Now IELTS does not prescribe a particular format of writing or of attempting the writing task 2, but we as IELTS trainers always recommend a set format, a structure, so that students do not face a lot of problems in writing the writing task 2, and they can present their points of views and opinions in a better way. So what is this structure? It has 3 main components. First is the introduction part of it. Writing a good introduction is very essential because it helps you create a great first impression on the examiner. Your introduction should be as clear as possible. Even if the examiner does not have a question paper in front of them, they should be able to understand what is the topic that you are writing about, what is the question that you've been asked. So write a good introduction. To write a good introduction, you can do something called paraphrasing, where you use appropriate synonyms and vocabulary, and where you change the positioning of certain words in the statement to restate whatever is already said without altering the meaning of the statement. You can do that. You can also quote some famous authors, some excerpts from certain books or facts and figures to make a general statement about whatever the topic is being asked. Then the second component is the body paragraph. Now here you write everything in detail. You support your answers with relevant examples, you supply reasons, problems, advantages, whatever the question is asking you about. You make about 2 to 3 body paragraphs. 2 is the minimum amount, because if you make just one body paragraph, all your points and all your ideas will be cramped up in just one paragraph, and it's going to look very disorganized. So making 2 or even 3 helps you write structured and organized answers. The last component is writing the conclusion. Again, this is very important. It's pretty easy to write a conclusion. You just have to restate the thesis statement that you made in the introduction, and you have to pick up one point from each body paragraph and make a nice concluding remark to end your writing task 2. Doing it in this way helps you write in a very cohesive way. It's not haphazard. Your points are clear, and it makes overall a very great impression. So you have to write about 250 words. Remember, the word limit is 250 words, so always try to exceed it. Don't try to fall short of it. Now coming to the types of essays. So these are the 5 broad categories of the types of essays that come, and all the questions that you are generally asked in the writing task to fit into these 5 broad categories. But then also there is always a chance that the essay can be written in some other way. So the first type is the opinion essay, which is also called the agree or the disagreement essay. Here you will be given a statement and you will have to agree or disagree to the notion. Now, how are you going to decide if you want to agree or disagree? So this depends completely upon the amount of topic, the amount of ideas and points that you have. So for example, say that you have about 5 points of agreement. So you're going to completely agree to the notion. But sometimes it happens that you have about 2 to 3 points agreement and 2 to 3 points in disagreement. So now you can do something called partial agreement. So here you will mention all these points in the BP1 and BP2 and make a cohesive structured answer. The second type is the discussion essay. Now this is very similar to the first type. A lot of students tend to get confused between both of them. The only difference here is that you have to discuss both sides of the statement in this answer. A lot of times people make this mistake of sticking on to one notion and discussing that in detail. Avoid doing that. Look at both sides, talk about from both angles, flip sides of the coin. So don't just stick to one opinion or one notion, discuss both of them. The third is the problem essay, which is also called the cause and solution essay. So here you will be asked about a certain problem, and then you will be asked to state the reasons why that problem is happening, and also certain solutions and remedies as to how to overcome that problem. For example, you can be asked about overpopulation. Then you'll have to write about what are the reasons of overpopulation and what are possible solutions and remedies that you can use or you can do to overcome that problem of overpopulation. The fourth is the advantage and disadvantage essay. As the name suggests, it's pretty straightforward. You'll be given a statement and then you'll be asked to state the merits or the benefits or the demerits or the shortcomings of that problem or of that notion. The fifth is the double question essay. This is a pretty interesting one. Here you will be given one statement. The beginning part of the question will be one general statement and it will be followed up by two questions. So you have to answer both of them. Make sure you do not skip one. So you have to answer the first question in the first body paragraph and the second question in the second body paragraph. For example, you can be asked about people who have a lot of money are generally considered successful. So this is a statement. Then the question can be, do you agree to this? This is the first question. And the second question can be, what kind of people are successful? So this is the second question. So you have to make sure that you're answering both of them. If you skip one, then your answer becomes very irrelevant, very imbalanced, and it does not make a very good impression. So these are the 5 broad categories of essays that you can be asked in the writing task 2. I hope you keep this in mind and it helps you to achieve a higher band score. Thank you.